Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit different. Obviously, you can see that I have no face cam for this one. I am, unfortunately, under the weather, so just no face cam for this one, but I still wanted to get my prediction video out to you guys. So here are my Week 4 NFL predictions. Okay, let's start with the previous week recap. So I went 8-8 again. It is super annoying, but it can't be helped. So let's go over these games just really quick. So Browns beat the Steelers. Steelers just don't look good. Browns, I think they're getting by, and they're playing a lot of really bad teams. So yeah, like I said, they're getting by. Bears and Texans, two very below average teams. I like the Bears just because of Justin Fields, but yeah, not doing too much here as well. Titans beat the Raiders. Raiders kind of just keep beating themselves. They had an opportunity to win this game multiple times, but yeah, they just couldn't get anything done offensively. And yeah, Titans don't look much better in my opinion. Colts and Chiefs. Chiefs, I think they just did not come into this game expecting the Colts to be anything. So yeah, it was not great for them. Next is Dolphins and the Bills. Yeah, this one, I think the Bills just didn't capitalize on great opportunities that they had. And yeah, I think the Dolphins just played a lot better than them. Next is the Vikings and the Lions. I like the Lions a lot, but they just couldn't get it done that week. Next is Vikings and the Lions. I think the Vikings just came into this game wanting it a little bit more, and yeah, Lions just didn't capitalize on a lot of opportunities either. Next is Ravens Patriots. Patriots, I don't know how they scored 26 points. I don't know how the Ravens let them score 26 points, but yeah, I think the Ravens are really good. Lamar looking great. They need to pay that man, but yeah, Ravens beat the Patriots. Next is Bengals and the Jets. I like the Bengals. I'm just not really sold on their offensive line, and I don't remember why I chose the Jets to be the Bengals, so that's an error on my end. But yeah, Bengals beat the Jets. Next is Eagles and the Commanders. Yeah, that one's kind of predictable. I expect the Eagles to score a little bit more, but yeah, win's a win. Next is Panthers Saints. I expect the Saints to do a little bit more, but I think the Saints are just showing that they're a below average team, and yeah, Panthers took advantage and got their first win. Next is Jaguars Chargers. This game, I don't think anybody expected this game to be as big a blowout as it was. You could tell the Chargers kind of just didn't care after a certain point of the game, but Jaguars, they came in and they looked damn good. Next is Rams and the Cardinals. Rams looked good for parts of the game. Cardinals, their offense just didn't look great, and in my opinion, just never got off the ground. Next is Falcons Seahawks. This was predictable for me. Seahawks just don't look good at all, and Geno, I'm sure he's a good guy, but I just don't think he can win a game in the fourth quarter. Next is Packers Buccaneers. This was an extremely boring game. Buccaneers were really struggling on offense because of all their injuries and all of their wide receivers that were out. So Packers took advantage, but I think the Buccaneers still could have sent this game to overtime and maybe won this game, but yeah, oh well. Broncos beat the 49ers 11-10. I mentioned the previous game was boring. This one was even more boring, 11-10. I don't even know how this game got to this point, but yeah, it was extremely boring and sad game to watch for both teams. And finally, the Cowboys beat the Giants. Giants definitely came back down to earth, and Cowboys, they look okay with Cooper Rush, so we'll see how far he can carry them. And after all that, I am 22-25-1 after week 3. Not great, but hopefully we can get positive after week 4. All right, now let's talk about my NFL weekly rankings. So I got the Chiefs, I got the Ravens, the Bills, Dolphins, Eagles. I didn't want to drop the Chiefs too much because I think the Chiefs are still a really good team, and I think they just kind of sleptwalked through that game, and I expect them to continue to be as good as they always are. Ravens look really good. I like their offense a lot. I think if their defense can start playing a little bit better, I think this team is going to be a hard team to beat. Same with the Bills. I think the Bills are still really good. I think they lost to a really good Miami team, and I'm just going to combine Miami and Buffalo right here. I think Miami's really good, but yeah, I'm not sure how sustainable this can be for them, but as of right now, they look really good, and I think the top of the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles. They look super good on both sides of the ball. Jalen Hurts looks super, super good, and yeah, like I said, their defense looks really great. So this is my top 5. Okay, now let's get to the week 4 predictions. The first game is Thursday Night Football, Miami Dolphins at the Cincinnati Bengals. So Dolphins, they truly look like the real deal to me. They have so many offensive weapons, and their defense is really finding its groove right now. And I think overall, they just look super great. Bengals, I'm not as sold on the Bengals offensive line still. I just think Joe Burrow is going to continue to run for his life, and I think this team is just going to continue to be as good as Joe Burrow can keep them, as long as he keeps taking care of the football and not getting sacked. But we will see if they can be better than last year. But I have the Dolphins winning this, extending their winning streak. I got the Dolphins 35, Bengals 27. So yeah, got the Dolphins in this one. All right, and our next game is the Minnesota Vikings versus the New Orleans Saints. It is our first overseas game of the year. It is in London. And yeah, so we'll start with the Vikings. Vikings, they look okay. They just can't win games under the bright lights. But Justin Jefferson, I just don't think he's being utilized or been a factor since about week 1. But they're still getting the job done, so can't really be mad at them for that. I just think they need to continue to get Kirk Cousins more comfortable in this offensive scheme, and I think they might be one of the better teams this season. Next to the Saints. Man, the Saints look bad. They just don't show up until the second half. That's been the case with all 3 of their games. But yeah, I just don't think they can beat any of the better teams in the league. And I think this team is slowly starting to realize they need a new quarterback. Personally, I don't have any problems with Jameis Winston, but I just don't think he can carry them long term. So I have the Vikings winning this one. I got the Vikings 24, Saints 17. I would not be surprised if the Saints don't score 17, but yeah, as of right now, I got the Vikings in this one. All right, now let's start with the early window of games. I have the Cleveland Browns at the Atlanta Falcons. So we'll start with the Browns. This team just keeps getting wins, and I think they'll take any win they can get before Deshaun Watson comes back. And I personally think I think they just need to continue to run the ball, and I think they can get the job done. And yeah, just wait until Deshaun Watson comes back, and we can truly see what this team is capable of. Next to the Falcons offense, they can score points for sure, but I just don't think they can score points when it actually matters. That being said, this team definitely had a possibility of being 3-0, but with average quarterback play and lots of turnovers, I just think they will continue to be a middle-of-the-pack team. So I do have the Browns winning this one. I got the Browns 42, Falcons 38. I do expect this to be a little bit higher scoring. Might not be as high scoring as I have written here, but definitely expect a lot of offense, but the Browns in this one. And our next game is the Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. So Carson Wentz kind of just continues to prove exactly who I think he is every single week. I think he just lacks the confidence to be a high caliber quarterback in this league, and I expect this team to continue to be a sub 500 team for the rest of the season, and I do expect them to be looking for a new head coach and a new quarterback this offseason. And next is the Cowboys. I think Cooper Rush continues to give this team new life every single week, and I think this team is very confident in him, and they like playing for him. I don't know if they can be the top 9-ish teams right now, but as of right now, their schedule is just a lot of bad or poor teams, so get your wins where you can. And that continues this week. I do have the Cowboys winning this one. Cowboys 27, Commanders 13. I would not be surprised if the Commanders keep us a little bit closer, but I don't think the Cowboys will lose this one. Next is the Seattle Seahawks at the Detroit Lions. So, as you guys know, I'm a Seahawk fan, but I think the Seahawks truly won their Super Bowl week 1 against Russ. They really, really wanted to beat Russ and show him that they didn't need him. However, I think we really did need each other. But yeah, since then, I think the Seahawks have been extremely bad, and I have lost probably all of my faith in this team. And I'm just kind of hoping for the number 1 seed in the draft so we can get a new quarterback. Geno Smith, he just kind of shows every week that he can't win games in the fourth quarter, and he can't make those clutch throws. So unfortunately, I'm not very high on my Seahawks this season. Next to the Lions, I think the Lions are better than what their record shows. I like the Lions a lot, and I think they can be something this season. They definitely have a high-flying offense and a definitely okay defense, and I think their defense will continue to get better every single week. But yeah, I think I think if they give this head coach more time, a few more years, I think he can get this team to be at least a playoff caliber team. But yeah, I have the Lions winning this one. Lions 31, Seahawks 17. I would not be surprised if the Seahawks don't score 17 points. I would also be not surprised if the Seahawks scored more than 17 points. Like I said, Seahawks are just not a great team in my opinion. But yeah, I got the Lions in this one. And our next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. So in my opinion, the Titans just look really bad. They won last week, but it was barely, and it's just against a Raider team that I just don't think they know who they are at the moment. But Ryan Tannehill, in my opinion, looks very washed. I do expect if they continue to lose, maybe this week or next week, they should get to Malik Willis being their starter and keep him as a starter for their future and start building towards their future. But right now, this team just has a lot of lack of energy, and I'm not very high on this team. Next, let's talk about the Colts. Colts look bad as well, but I think they have some glimmers of hope on their team, especially with Jonathan Taylor. But Matt Ryan looks like a shell of himself, and I just don't know what this team can be. But with Jonathan Taylor, I think they can still win some games. So I do have the Colts winning this one. Colts 27, Titans 20. I would not be surprised if the score was a little bit tighter, but yeah, as of right now, I got the Colts in this one. Our next game is the Chicago Bears at the New York Giants. So the Bears, I like the Bears just because of Justin Fields, but he continues to have to run for his damn life every single week that he's out there, especially against the better defenses in the leagues, like the Packers. I just expect this team to struggle against those teams. And then let's talk about the Giants. Giants, they definitely came back down to earth against the Cowboys, but this team is definitely limited, and I think their limitations start at the quarterback. I just don't think Daniel Jones can get them further, especially against those upper teams. With all that being said, I do have the Giants winning this one. Giants 21, Bears 20. I expect this game to be close just because these two teams do have decent defenses, but just not much going on offense. All right, and our next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Philadelphia Eagles. I am very excited for this game. I think these two teams are very good. Jags looked great last week, even if it was against a hobbled Chargers team. I think this offense continues to improve, and Trevor Lawrence keeps getting better, and I love seeing it every single week. This team is super fun to watch, and I think they have a really good test this week against the Eagles. And the Eagles, they are definitely showing to everybody that they are the top dogs in the NFC East and maybe in the whole conference. I'm definitely leaning towards being the best in the whole conference as of right now. Just definitely the most balanced team. And this team continues to fire on offense, and I think their defense just honestly just needs to be average to above average to win games. However, I do have the Eagles winning this game. Eagles 31, Jaguars 20. I just expect this game to be very close. But yeah, they have two high-flying offenses, so this game should be a good one. Okay, and our next game is the New York Jets at the Pittsburgh Steelers. If I don't have to, I would choose not to watch this game. This game is going to be extremely boring, so I'm just going to rush through this one. The Jets, they just don't look good. Their offense is really bad, and I'm not sure when Zach Wilson's supposed to come back, but this team is just not fun to watch. Steelers, I just think they need a bench Mitchell Trubisky already. I understand that they brought him in to give him a chance, but I think the chance has been given, and I think the chance has been lost, in my opinion. This team is too talented to be held back by mediocre quarterback play, and I think Kenny Pickett, I think his era in Pittsburgh is upon us. But yeah, I have the Steelers winning this one. Steelers 17, Jets 9. I would not be surprised if this game was lower scoring, but yeah, got the Steelers in this one. And our next game is the Buffalo Bills at the Baltimore Ravens. Another really, really good game in this week. The Bills, they really struggled against the Dolphins, but I think the Bills just continued to get in their own way, and they just couldn't take care of the football. They were squandering a lot of their opportunities at points. However, I think this team is going to go back to their fundamentals in why they won week 1 and week 2. And I think they are going to look a lot better this week. As for the Ravens, I like the Ravens a lot. I think Lamar needs to get paid ASAP. I will be saying that every single week. I know he's not going to be signing any contracts during the season, but I still think they need to pay that man. He looks tremendous. And personally, I can't name a single receiver besides Mark Andrews, and that kind of just shows how great Lamar has been. So yeah, I think this team can go as far as Lamar can carry them. I do have the Ravens winning this one. This one's a little bit of a controversial pick, but I got the Ravens in this one. Ravens 24, Bills 21. This game should be very, very good. And our next game is the LA Chargers at the Houston Texans. So the Chargers are extremely hobbled right now, with Justin Herbert being injured. And as I was getting ready to film this, I was told that Joey Bosa is on IR now. So I'm very scared for the health of this team. However, they are playing the Houston Texans, and I don't think the Texans are good whatsoever. They are very bad. Mills looks scared, and the management of this team just seems very lost at times. And I expect this team to be bottom 5, and they're going to be prepared to rebuild again. However, I do have the Chargers winning this one. Chargers 20, Texans 9. I just don't expect the Chargers to be able to score a lot of points because, like I said, they're extremely hobbled right now. Okay, and our next game is the Arizona Cardinals at the Carolina Panthers. So personally, the Cardinals, they remind me of what they looked like at the last half of last year. They're really good against bad teams, but they can't beat any of the playoff caliber teams. This team relies too much on Kyler running around and not as much on their offense as a whole. But maybe they can get better when D-Hop comes back, because I'm sure he'll come back and he'll be healthy. So we'll see. As for the Panthers, they did get their first win, but it was against, in my opinion, a bad Saints team. I have very little faith in this team. And there's just no energy. I just don't feel like any of them like playing with each other. I know Christian McCaffrey, he missed practice today as of me recording this, so we'll see if he can go when they play on Sunday. But yeah, not high on either of these teams. However, I do have the Cardinals winning this one. Cardinals 27, Panthers 17. I would not be surprised if this was a little bit lower scoring, but yeah, Cardinals in this one. Our next game is the New England Patriots at the Green Bay Packers. So Patriots, in my opinion, they're nothing without Mac Jones. Hell, they might not be anything with Mac Jones. And I know Mac Jones is injured. He had a high ankle sprain, so I think he's out for a few weeks. I think their backup is Brian Hoyer. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, I just think this team struggles on both sides of the ball, and I think their coaching staff are a little bit flustered right now. But yeah, this team looks like a shell of the former dynasty that it was. However, the Packers, their offense is still sluggish, and Aaron Rodgers looks slightly above average at best so far this season, but I have no doubt that they can come in and beat the Mac Jones-less Patriots. So I got the Packers in this one. Packers 28, Patriots 12. I'll be surprised if the Patriots get to 12, let alone past 12, but yeah, definitely got the Packers in this one. And our final late window game is the Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. So man, the Broncos are bad. They look awful. I have no idea how this has happened. There's just nothing happening on offense for them. And I don't want to write Russ off just yet, but he's not really giving me much choice. I think their defense can only carry them so far as well, so we will see. As for the Raiders play calling and Derek Carr not playing well are the only reasons this team is losing, in my opinion. I think their defense is above average for sure, and I think if Carr can just step up and be as good as he has been in previous years, I think this team could be better than winless. So yeah, I do have the Raiders winning this one. I have the Raiders 17, Broncos 16. I do expect this one to be a little bit lower scoring, but yeah, definitely got the Raiders in this one. Okay, now we're on to Sunday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I think the Chiefs, as I said before, I think they sleptwalked through the game against the Colts and just didn't take them seriously at all. I do expect the Chiefs to get back to their winning ways and be that top 5 team that we all know that they can be. The Buccaneers, with Mike Evans back this week, I expect their offense to have more life this week for sure, but their offense is still not great, and I know Tom Brady can only carry you so far with a mediocre offense, especially with a mediocre offensive line. But yeah, I can already see Tom Brady throwing tablets during this game. I expect him to be extremely frustrated with the Kansas City Chiefs defense. So I do have the Chiefs winning this one. Chiefs 27, Buccaneers 24. I have this being a little bit high scoring, but I would not be surprised if it was much lower scoring for sure. And our final game is Monday Night Football, the LA Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. So honestly, the Rams don't make any sense to me. They don't know how to take care of the football. Matt Stafford, I know he missed training camp, but there are times where he looks absolutely lost on offense and he just throws the ball away. And it's extremely, I'm bewildered by this team. And their defense, I'm not sure how they're not better than what they have, because they have so many great players on this team, but It doesn't show in the final scores, though. I'm not really sure what this team is right now. As for the 49ers, I will admit it. I think I was wrong about Jimmy G. I think I came in a little bit higher on Jimmy G just because of years past. I've seen him put in the work and get this team to where it needed to be. But yeah, they looked horrible last week against the Broncos. And I think this team has a good defense for sure. But with injuries at running back, I think this offense will continue to be on the struggle bus. That being said, I do have the Rams winning this one. Rams 31, Niners 20. Yeah, I just have no faith in the Niners winning this one at all. All right, guys, and with that being said, that has been my Week 4 predictions. I will catch you guys next week for Week 5. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.